Good evening. 4 years after the fire at Grenfell Tower, the tragedy which killed 72 people was mentioned in the Queen's speech this morning, with the promise of establishing in law a new building safety regulator. But there was no mention of social housing or protection for leaseholders trapped in dangerous homes. People who escaped Grenfell Tower and families of those who didn't are angry. So too those who escaped a fire just last week in a tower block still covered in dangerous cladding. Rags Martell reports.
A socially distant opening of Parliament. The Queen's first engagement since her husband's funeral.
My lords, pray be seated.
But with a scaled-back pomp, there was still politics and a promise of safer homes.
My ministers will establish in law a new building safety regulator to ensure that the tragedies of the past are never repeated.
By tragedies of the past, read Grenfell, where 72 people died in a tower that's been described as a death trap. What's your reaction to a new building regulator? Nabil Shouker lost 6 members of his family in the fire.
It's a shame it's taken a long time, 4 years on.
Do you think the government has taken building safety seriously up till now?
No, it's always going to be profit before people's life. It's now the time for them to make a change and show that life does matter. And I can't believe it's taken this long, you know. I just wonder how much longer will it take for them to enforce it.
And there have been plenty of warnings. Just last Friday in East London, Nadeem Ahmed escaped from this burning building.
What I would urge, however, is the immediacy and the pace for change. Right now, almost 4 years on from Grenfell, New Providence, Wharf, as well as other high-rise buildings, still have flammable materials, and we still have to go back and live in those properties.
It is really concerning that potentially we could be sitting here in 5 years' time and still not have completed the work to make these buildings safe, which is something that we've got to get on with as fast as possible. It's not acceptable.
But some bereaved and survivors feel deeply let down by the Queen's speech. They say once again social housing tenants have been ignored.
Because the Grenfell Tower...
One ongoing theme at the Grenfell inquiry is how safety warnings by tenants were ignored by landlords.
Yes, there are problems for leaseholders now in private blocks and they have no right of recourse. But of course, what we saw in Grenfell was social tenants having no voice and no right of recourse there when they were raising concerns. So yeah, I think it's a big missed opportunity.
Almost 4 years after the fire, more promises of change, but little action.
And there was more from the government today about the future of Grenfell Tower, wasn't there?
That's right. The government's making the difficult decision of thinking of pulling the tower down. Letters went out today to bereaved survivors and people in the community, and they say they've taken advice from structural engineers and need to consider taking the tower down carefully. What should happen to Grenfell Tower has always divided people. Some people think it should stay as a memorial to what happened. Others think it should be turned into a memorial garden. A memorial commission is looking into it, but it will stay up for at least another year until after the 5th anniversary.
OK, Rags, thank you.